Hey, what's going on, guys? Aaron here. Just over here cleaning out the truck. I like to make a big shout out to all the landscapers on the net and across the country who are making their dreams come true through hard work, determination, wit, and grit. Okay, I've been landscaping now. This would be my second season, but I consider this my first official season. My first season, I had one client. They were paying me by the hour, $15 an hour, and they would use me for about maybe 6 to 8 hours a week. And in that 6 to 8 hours a week, sometimes it'd be 2 or 3 hours a week, but sometimes it'd be 10 hours. But in those small time period, I grew a love and passion for this business, and I grew a love and passion again for doing yard work. Because if you're a young boy growing up with a father in the household, in the home, and you guys all do your own landscaping, he had you at 5-6 years old pulling weeds, cutting the grass, trimming the bushes. You always watch Dad do it. And for me, that was how I got my start. I watched Dad do it, and eventually he said, "Come on, son, it's your turn. Take this, pull these weeds out, help me spread this mulch." So we were doing that, as young kids. And and then you grow older, and you get distracted, and you figure out, and you see all these other things that are going on, and you try other things, and maybe you want to be a rapper. I went through that phase. Maybe you want to be an athlete. I went through that phase. So you go through a lot of phases in life, and then I'm in my 30s now, early 30s. Now you look at it, you're like, that landscaping thing. I mean, this is where I made my bread and butter right here. The landscaping is it's actually pretty cool. So here's my trailer. Now I don't want to brag or boast or anything like that, but one thing I do want to say is, guys, I feel like I'm like a rock star when it comes to this thing, because I was gonna be homeless. I was on the verge of being homeless in June of 2018. I'm subletting a space. This is I had zero money. I'm subletting a living room, from a person that is also subletting. I'm a sublet of a sublet, and I was paying about $200 to $250 a month, $250 a month on my rent. I could barely make that. I had other bills. I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have anything, and all I had was that client that was paying me 6 to 8 hours a week, and it wasn't really much. And I want to say about June 3rd, I got a call from my lawyer, I got a call from my landlord, which is also my roommate, who lived in the main bedroom. And they said, "Hey, by the way, thanks for the rent, but we're planning on moving out, so you got to go too." And I'm like, where am I gonna go? I have no place to go. This is the best place that I have, because I can afford this. I was living within my means, which is a good thing, but I didn't realize that that whole thing was gonna be such a blessing, and it was gonna put me in a position to succeed that I didn't even had no vision of. So I'm doing a mad scramble. I'm panicking. It's June 3rd. I just gave these guys all my money that I have. I don't have anything, and I made it happen. What I did was I You know, I actually just acquired a vehicle, you know, I think a week before that, from a friend of mine, a truck, this Nissan Pathfinder right here. This is what I do on my jobs, and you see I got the magnet on there. I just acquired it from a friend. He gave me a really good steal on it, and pretty much that's all I had. You know, I didn't have this trailer. I didn't have this mower. You know, I didn't have none of this stuff that I've got now. All this stuff, look at that. I've got every tool now. I acquired all of this stuff in less than 90 days. In less than 90 days, I went from homeless to business owner with employees in 90 days. Now, I haven't slept in 90 days. I haven't eaten in 90 days. I haven't enjoyed life in 90 days. I mean, it's Halloween and I haven't done anything, you know, but it worked. Everything worked, you know. I didn't think I can do this, you know, but I did do it. I made it happen. And just like that, it was all history. So I want you guys to like and subscribe this channel. I'm going to show you guys. So I'm not just talking about myself. I want to show you guys exactly how to do it, how I did it, what channels did I use to get my clients, because if you're a landscaper, there's really only a few things that you can do to really get clients. Facebook is really difficult. Getting a website set up and getting optimized within days is like impossible. You know, those things take months to register. You know, so it's like if you needed a client right now, what could you do? So I want you guys to stay on my channel and stick with me, and I'm going to show you guys a lot of my techniques of how to become successful in any service, really. If you want to be successful in any service, all you got to do is put your nose down and get to work. But you got to be smart when it comes to your marketing, and you really got to, in your marketing, there's one key thing you got to do that I think I did that really separates me from everybody, and that was I told my brand story. I told my story. I told the story of my father teaching me how to do. I told my story of my father teaching me how to cut grass. I told my story of what we would do every other weekend, which was go to my grandmother's house 4 hours away and cut her grass. We would load up the lawnmower. That was an experience that I was very used to, you know, helping my dad put that lawnmower in the back of the truck, and we get in that truck and we drive all the way 4 hours away and we cut that grass. You know, this is why I have no problem. People don't understand this. I have zero problem driving 20 miles, 15 miles to cut your grass for $20. Okay. Yeah, I should be charging $50, $60, $70 to travel a big trailer, pulling this V6, terrible gas mileage. I mean, I pull that trailer, I get it probably by 5 miles per gallon. You know, so every 5 miles I'm spending $3. You know, so it's, you know, but the thing is, what you gotta understand is you gotta do it. You gotta have the why that makes you cry. I do this because it just brings me back to spending those early days with my father, and just the people that I grew up around. They were just so influential with me when it comes to business that, you know, I was just, you know, it was just so natural for me, and I wish that, you know, other people had this experience. And I'm going to talk more about the people that showed me the ropes, and I'm going to interview them. You know, one of my biggest inspirations ever, which is my mother. You know, I just got off the phone with her, And she, you know, she just started doing some videos, and she's loving the results, and she's loving, you know, she's a real estate agent, broker, you know, and she's loving how people are already warm. They come to her like they already know her. They're already ready, you know. And I want to bring her that experience, because I got that experience early on, you know, especially when marketing landscaping. I got that experience real early on, and you know, I was able to, you know, just pick up the phone and just go to their house and just start working. You know, it wasn't much, you know. All my leads are warm because I told my story already. I made a video, you know, I took pictures, I typed up all about what it means to me and why I do this, you know. Because people don't, everybody, you know, you're in a, there's a lot of competition. You got to be able to stand out and separate yourself. And I tell people all the time, like, you know, you got guys walking a certain way this way, you know, maybe walk like this instead. So you could just look a little different. Like, imagine a crowd of people, they're all walking the same. Be the guy who maybe walk with a little bit of limp. You know what I mean? A little bit of, got a little shuffle in you. You know, a little shuffle. A little, you know, have a little swag in your detail. You know? So, big ups to all the landscapers on the channel. Foster Pro Services, Fallscapes Landscaping. Make sure you guys follow my landscaping business channel, where we show all our projects. But this will be my personal vlog channel. If you are a person who has a job in 2018 and like you hate your job, this is your time. This is the time for you to start your business. I mean, there's people that make $100,000 a year who have lead pages selling scavenger hunts for Bigfoot. You know, there's an actual guy who's online where you can schedule and book him, and you guys can go on like a 20-man retreat in the woods to go look for Bigfoot. Okay? So when you think that your idea may not matter, or your idea or your passion is not valid enough to be monetized and to be able to build a career off of, then you're absolutely, you're out of your mind. Okay? You know, one of the reasons why I got in the landscape business is because I know that in this county, Lake County, Illinois, there's a lot of fucking land. There's a lot of grass. And there's a lot of people who own these lands and grasses that don't have the time or the energy to freaking cut it all. So what do? They hire a service, you know? And this service they hire, they just want to be able to turn it on and forget it, and when it's over, turn it off, you know? And that's what I want to be able to show people, and that's what I'm going to do on my channel. I'm going to show people how to go from man with idea, let's say you want to wash cars, to man with idea who makes money off that idea, right? And you know, don't ever give up on anything, because I'm telling you right now, I'm 90 days in. Okay, I mean, it's end of October now, but like my last 2 months I pretty much took breaks, and all my hardest work was June, July, and August. You know, September was like a leftover of August, trying to keep back up with everything in August. But I literally changed my entire life. Not just financially, you know, not just, oh, I made some money. You know, because listen, I've never made a lot of money before. You know, I've only seen, you know, a small amount of money, you know. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the money that I've seen before, it didn't come out of good intentions. You know, I made money a negative way in a sense, in a while ago. So, you know, me making money positively and being able to hire people and putting people in my circle, and that's big. You know, because there was a time period where I wasn't able to do that. Okay, there was a time period where you heard my name, you better watch out, because if I was coming, it was something wasn't good. You know, now I'm making the community look beautiful. You know, I used to make the community scratch their heads and say, "What the heck is going on?" You know, I used to pollute this community. You know, now I make sure the grass stays green, and I love it. You know, and it's all about fulfillment for me. But, you know, we all got to have some type of gain financially in our life if we want to be able to get to the next level. So the way you do it, it doesn't matter, because you can be a landscaper for the next 6 months, and then you know, the 6 months after that, you're a social media guy, you know, or you're a plumber. I mean, whatever you choose to do, don't look at others and say, I'm gonna do what's acceptable in others' eyes. Do what you're freaking good at. You know why I really got into landscaping? Because I was good at it. Like, I'll take down a tree so fast, I'll take out some weeds so fast, I'll clear a whole bed. You know, things that you see that you think might take a couple days, like, we'll do that in half a day. You know what I mean? Like, there's magic to what we do. You know, so that's why they pay me the big bucks, because I'm magical, man. They call me, they send pictures of my stuff, and they're like, Aaron, like, you're done already? Like, how did you do all of this? I'm just like, it's magic. That's one of the words. Anybody ever ask me how I did this? How you gonna do that? Wow. They come home, they do the, oh my gosh, look at my yard. That's what I do it for, man. Because I've never had that before. You know what I mean? I've never in my life had somebody say, Aaron, what you did for me in this was remarkable, was beautiful. That gets me going every morning. Smiles on people's faces after you've helped them out. You know, not, oh, I'm about to make $1,000 a day. Now, if you would have said that to me 6 months ago, now, if I would have knew I could have made $1,000 in a day, I'd been like all for it. Yeah, man, that's all I'm about. But it's not that anymore, because I didn't done it already. $2,000 in a day. You know, landscaping. So I hope this video reaches you guys. I hope it brings you guys value. I'm gonna just upload this thing raw. I mean, uncut. You know, I don't have time to edit this thing. You know, I'm gonna put my little hashtags. You know, I'll put some links up. You know, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. We're getting this thing going on the landscaping channel and my personal. More videos to come. I got the podcast coming, the Contractor Pro podcast, where I interview some of the hottest influential contractors, real estate people, business owners, self-employed people, laborers, you know, teachers, whoever. If you got some type of influential genetics in your body, I want you to speak on my podcast, and I want you to be able to share your story, and I want you to be able to you know, pretty much give value to my listeners, because a lot of my audience is people who look like me, people who are in the landscaping field, who want to get into the contracting arena. You know, maybe they're not a landscaper, maybe they're a roofer, but you know, for me, like this is one thing for me. I learned so much from roofers. I learned so much from window guys about construction, and I'm a landscaper. But like all the nuggets and the stuff that I learned from these guys are so valuable that it's irrefutable. You know, so you gotta make sure you're following the right leaders, and make sure you follow people who have your best interests at heart, because it will make a difference. Okay, so that's all I got to go. That's all I got. I want you guys to have a good rest of your evening. Stay tuned. Keep up with the boy. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep winning. Landscapers unite. Contractors unite. That's what I like seeing. Y'all take it easy, man. Peace.